Paired against a 1900 this time. We've got a Slav defense. Often black takes here on c4. He did not. So now I'm out of book. I guess we should develop the dark squared bishop outside the pawn chain, maybe? Especially since his dark squared bishop is not going to come to the queen side. Let's just play e3 because I'm not really sure. Okay, I don't mind a trade here. And we'll go bishop to d3. I'd like to castle and play e4 later. I'm a little bit worried about my d4 pawn, though. So what can I do about that? Let's go b3, which will force castle kingside. And maybe bishop a3 with tempo. Although then queen a5 hits two pieces later on, I mean. Alright, so we'll go bishop b2 instead, bring the rooks to the center, and try to play e4. I think I'd like one rook on d1, one on e1, put the bishop on b1, and then I'd like to play e4. But of course, in the meantime, he's going to play c5 or e5. The bishop on b2, though, will help out regardless of the break he makes. Okay, let's go rook a d1. I expect e5. I'm just going to take it and go queen e2. Alright, so now I can play bishop b1. And my rook has more influence on the d file, and I don't necessarily have to respond to e5 with a capture. Or I should say, if I do respond with a capture, I don't have to give up a bishop afterwards. Okay, I can take on d5 here. It's probably good because his queen is on the c file, exposed to a rook if I put one there. I don't think e4 is going to be a good move because after queen e2, c takes d5, it's going to be all about the queen side. Alright. I mean, I think maintaining this d-pawn is probably a good idea. And I think we'll go rook c1. Give his queen a hard time on the queen side. Oh, I had the deep. I had knight takes d5 and I didn't even see it. Silly. But at least if queen d6 here, guarding the d-pawn, I have knight b5 to c7. So knight b5 to c7. Looks pretty good for me. Could even throw in bishop a3 if the queen stays on this dark square diagonal. Now I think I'll just play knight c7. Alright, so I win an exchange, and then I will try to kind of dominate these open files with my rooks. Where's he going with that? D2, I guess. But I'm going to take over here. And he kind of has to take back immediately because knight d2 allows knight takes b6. And once he takes back, I can grab on e4. Maybe f3 is the place to go. It's nice and safe for the queen. There's no light squared bishop on the black side of the board. We can develop another rook. Alright, maybe rook c5, putting more pressure on that knight. And queen takes c5 is not a move. Okay, he's only got one attacker on the d4 pawn now, so I'm going to double on the c file. Invade with the rook when I can. Maybe play king f1 to support rook e1. Alright, he's doing that, so we're going to go... Now, bishop a3 hangs a pawn, but actually that would allow me to win a piece, wouldn't it? So let's do that. If bishop takes d4, I have rook to d6. Of course, I want to play that move anyway. So he may have to play bishop to f8. Then I can take it and continue from there. I think this is a pretty good minor piece for him on g7. And trades are good for me anyway since I'm up in exchange. And actually, a pawn. Okay, bishop takes f8. King takes f8. And where can we go from here? Maybe we can just offer a trade. And if he doesn't accept, maybe I go queen h4 to h6. Okay, queen h4. Queen d8 takes care of business, so let's do that. He can't actually take my d4 pawn because it allows a fork. Okay, thank you for watching.